Good morning. It's Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, WDBO Radio. 3 big things you need to know. So I'm going to kind of highlight everything, and then we're going to cover it. So we're going to cover inflation, how it's affecting interest rates. We're going to cover who should refinance and who shouldn't refinance, and some statistics that literally shocked me about refinancing. And then the last thing I want to mention is a flash sale that I'm going to have for this weekend. So starting right now, ending at 4 o'clock on Tuesday for a Labor Day celebration. So let's start off with the flash sale. I will, for all folks out there that have not refinanced yet, that should refinance, if you make application on my website over the weekend between now and 4 o'clock on Tuesday, I'm going to give you a gift of $500 to celebrate Labor Day. That is not any gimmick. We don't change closing costs. It is right out of my pocket. I will give you that credit at the closing. Now, that segues into the other thing that I had mentioned about refinancing. I was reading an article that states that 81% of people that should be refinancing have not refinanced yet. I was literally shocked by that because I would have thought, because rates have been down so low recently and really for the last year and a half, that most people would have already refinanced by now to take advantage of the low rates, because they were actually lower in January than they are today. Not much, but they were slightly lower in January than they are today. So I will honor that flash sale. If you know anybody, and all of these videos only go out to my realtor partners and my past clients. This is not a big broadcast. You know anybody that hasn't refinanced that should or wants to entertain it, I promise you they'll get the right answer from me. I never convince people to refinance that shouldn't. And I think there's some bad stuff going on in my industry right now, and I'm seeing a lot of folks are convinced to refinance and they just should not refinance. There are reasons and there's mathematical equations that go behind whether you should or should not refinance, depending on what your needs and goals are. And then the last thing is inflation. So we're already experiencing inflation. Inflation means that the cost of goods are going up, but your income isn't necessarily going up commensurate with the rise in the cost of the products that you purchase. Now, the interesting thing is, for a lot of folks, how does that affect interest rates? Well, interest rates for mortgages, not for home equity lines, not for cars, and not for your credit cards, are tied to the bond market, treasury bonds. And as the bond erodes, rates go up. If the bond increases, rates go down. But inflation is the arch enemy of the bond market. So when we see inflation, all the indicators are that we're going to have rates start to go up. Just thought I'd let you know that. I don't think they're going to go up dramatically, but if you want to get the best right now, then call me. Let's get a loan locked in for you to purchase. Let's get a loan locked in for you to refi. If you do it by 4 o'clock, between now and 4 o'clock on Tuesday, I'll chip in $500. And for a lot of you folks, we might even get an appraisal waiver on your property as well. Thank you for listening to my show on Sundays. Thank you for listening to my show on Saturdays on WDBO. And thank you for the opportunity to help you and your family have an amazing Labor Day weekend. See you soon.